Why, hello everyone. You are watching another episode of Test Chamber. We're playing Crystal Dynamics' and Square Enix's Tomb Raider. I'm your host, Andrew Reiner. I have Matt Miller here.
Hi there, Reiner. How's it going?
Great. We call you our Tomb Raider expert in the office.
I do like some Tomb Raider.
And you've reviewed, man, it seems like the last 4 or 5 of them for us. And I also have Dan Ryckert here.
Matt frequently cosplays as Lara as well.
All the time.
Yeah, actually right now he is, just to get into character.
I have a braid in my hair.
Yeah, it looks very good, Matt.
Yeah.
You've done good work.
A ponytail, rather.
We're going to need to rough you up a little bit, because this new Tomb Raider is not kind to Laura.
Yeah.
It isn't, that's true. She really gets beat up in this game.
And the guy who's playing the game for us is Jason Oestreicher.
Hey, how's it going?
Way to store that torch.
Yeah, the stove physics.
All right, so what are we going to be looking at here, Jason? You kind of set up this demo for us.
Well, we have a little bit of everything. I think the first thing we should probably hit is something that makes it stand out from other games in this particular genre.
Agreed.
And that's the upgrade system.
So you get to camp.
Take it away, Miller.
Yeah, sure. Well, the camp system's pretty cool. You can upgrade your skills. Basically, you're getting XP throughout the game for all sorts of stuff that you're doing. And you've got these 3 categories of things that you are upgrading in your skills, but then you also have gear. If that's sort of the other major thing that you're upgrading, and that lets you improve individual weapons that you've got, right? And so right now you can see Jason's kind of looking at the main skill stuff. When he backs out to that, we can see gear. And then the one thing that's not on this particular base camp is it's not a fast travel point. But that's the other thing you can do from here, and actually fast travel back to previous locations, which is one of the things that sets this game apart, because unlike a game like, say, Uncharted, where there's a pretty linear adventure that you're going on, here you have the choice to engage in that linear adventure, but instead, if you wanted to, you could hop back to a previous place and find locations that you couldn't get to before because you have some new piece of gear.
So
Certainly encourages exploration.
Is this world open? Can you just kind of run from point to point, or is it sectioned off into little like zones?
It's sectioned off into zones, but each of those zones is relatively open, and there's a lot to discover in each one of them. So
yeah. Is this like Metroidvania, where I get a power and then I go back and let's say I have a new pickaxe or something that allows me to climb higher?
Exactly. There's not. I wouldn't say it's as expansive as something like Metroid, but you do have that gear gating mechanic going on so that you can return to previous locations. So, for instance, these ropes that Jason's looking at right now, when you first see them, you don't know anything about them, but then later you get this technique that lets you connect your own rope to other ropes and climb between locations.
That's really cool. So as far as like the puzzles and stuff, obviously we can see the way the game is structured very differently than the previous games in the series. Is there a lot of kind of that puzzle type gameplay of the old ones? Because I never got into the series before, but I am really looking forward to this one because it seems completely different. So tell me a little bit about, the gameplay as far as these tombs and whether there are puzzles or if it's anything like the old ones at all.
Yeah, it maintains the legacy of the puzzles in sort of an optional way. They've made it friendly to new people who are just maybe looking for a straight up action game. Or a stealth game, for that matter. As you can see, Jason's taking out some dudes.
That's pretty awesome.
In a very stealthy fashion. He could have instead hopped down there and engaged in some crazy fight with them. With guns and with his pickaxe and all that kind of stuff. But instead, you can use your bow, or you can sneak up behind people and kill them. And so you can have that kind of traditional action or stealth experience, but the puzzle stuff you're talking about is still there in the form of these optional tombs that you can come back to at any time that you want to explore them. And so it makes it so that people who like that aspect of Tomb Raider still have it, but people who are looking for a more kind of modern action game experience have that instead.
I feel like this is probably hitting all the right notes. Just hearing about it and watching it, that I think this will be the first Tomb Raider that I really, really do like.
I would be surprised at anybody who told me that they played this game and didn't really, really like it, frankly. I think the campaign turned out to be a really awesome experience. It's a really cool narrative-driven adventure. The actress for Lara in particular is really good. I'll be quiet here so you can kind of hear her.
This is so fucked up. Listen, I'm coming to get you. I'm going to get you out of there.
Please, please help me, Lara.
I promise. I promise, Sam.
So you can see there's a lot of nuance to both her voice acting and to the facial emotion stuff that they get into the characters' faces, thanks to Crystal D's animators. Way to go, guys. And so you're drawn into this story, which is, kind of predictable as adventure stories go, but I didn't really mind because it's such a great ride and there's all these great set piece moments and you're always having a really good time.
Now, is it kind of structured similarly to other Tomb Raiders where you go to a tomb to find something? Obviously, this one starts with survival, but is there kind of that MacGuffin, that kind of thing that you're led along with that you eventually go after?
Not really. There's a little bit of there's an overall arc of something that's going on this mysterious island that you've been shipwrecked on that you have to try to figure out.
Does it involve polar bears?
There are no polar bears. Although, to be fair, I think there's a lot of notes that do share the kind of lost mentality that I'm sure you're referencing there.
Yes. Not random polar bears, by the way.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some not stealth fighting here in a second.
What is that guy doing? Taking a shower?
He's putting his finger in the dam.
Whoa, is that oil stuff? Oh my god. That's why you don't stand in oil.
So that may have attracted a little bit of attention to Lara's location.
So, one hit kill with a bow and arrow, but 18 shotgun blasts.
Well, one of the things I like in the game, actually, is that they do reward headshots in a cool way. Not only do you often get one-hit kills with headshots with your arrows or with anything else, but you also get more XP for it. And so you're really constantly pushing to, do cool kills, whether that be headshots or stealth kills or counter kills, which are special melee kills that you get access to later in the game.
These guys mean business.
Yeah, so the fights do get challenging at times.
Oh, that's
nicely
really cool.
done.
Wow, that had some force behind it.
So you see he got plus 15 XP because that was a headshot.
Is there much fall damage?
There is fall damage. But you can... She's pretty... She's pretty capable of surviving some serious falls, frankly.
Well, and she's got set on fire 19 times in the last minute, so
yeah,
she's pretty tough.
I mean, the one thing I will say about the authenticity that this game presents is that you have this great sense of this character as this sort of young woman who's coming to terms with the need to kill people and to survive in a harsh wilderness and all this stuff. That's very believable and interesting. And then there's the fact that she's taking just an inhuman level of beatdowns, which is kind of hilarious.
How far into the game is this, Jason?
Probably about a third of the way into it.
There's a lot of great moments like this, I think, in the game where you stay in control of the game, but you have these kind of cinematic style sequences. And things are just about to get real serious for Lara here.
Oh dear.
And this shows off a little bit what I was talking about the inhuman level of punishment that Lara Croft takes throughout this game.
Jeez.
But also awesome set piece moments, right?
I gotta show you this.
Oh, giant propeller. Holy Lord.
So bad things happen to Lara if you do not take care of her.
She's not coming back from that one.
No, she's not.
Awful. That was like a Dead Space death.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Came out of nowhere. Thanks for that, Jason.
Wow. Can you go into that crazy propeller thing too?
Yes. I don't think it's it.
We could probably should see that.
All right, I'll try and hit the propeller.
God.
Try to kill her in a different awful way.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Ah, Jesus. Oh my God. Those games have never been this gruesome before. Jeez.
Well, I remember actually when I was younger and I was playing the very first Tomb Raider, being really horrified at times that Lara Croft would jump and fall into the spike pits, right?
I always used, because remember she had that dive move, and I remember I was constantly trying to dive off the fountain into the pool because my idiot friend in 7th grade told me that's how you unlock the nude code.
Right.
And I would always just miss or do something dumb, and her head would just plomp, just land next to the pool and just crack her neck terribly.
Yeah, it was
but not
brutal.
like impaled through your chin or anything.
Yeah, well,
like
they
that.
definitely have upped the ante, I would say.
Okay.
This is a great scene we have coming up here, actually.
She's going into a wood chipper or something. That was like the Lost World.
She's probably fine.
Yeah, how many times have you seen this sequence in movies and games, by the way?
It has happened before.
I mean, they're not above going for some cheap thrills here, but I don't mind. Do you?
No, it's always intense.
This is really cool. So, okay, the first game I remember, she's fighting damn dinosaurs and stuff. Does it go that wacky with this one, or?
I don't think it goes that wacky. There are some kind of strange supernatural elements to this game that I won't spoil.
Okay, yeah, because they had like demons and crap in the old ones. Like, I remember the boss is like some big hamburger monster.
That's what
thing.
they have on the dry erase board when they're putting this up. What's the and crap we can add to this game?
Also, this looks really super sweet right now. Yeah, that was really cool.
And this is one of the things I want to highlight is the fact that this isn't like a gameplay mechanic that sometimes you're parachuting. It's like this is this one moment that they put a bunch of work into just for that 10 seconds of awesomeness.
And it looks sharp too. It doesn't look like just some throwaway like. You know, you always see like vehicle sequences in action games, and it's obvious they didn't plan on, actually developing vehicles to control well. That actually looked pretty good.
Right.
She's okay, folks.
But only barely.
She's always only barely still around.
That stick got her.
She got past the propeller, but the root is what finally killed her.
Wow. So Miller, there are a lot of people that are, wow, that's beautiful.
That looks really good.
There are a lot of people that are against change in any form. Can you see some people that are traditional Tomb Raider fans that, the Crystal Dynamics' previous reboot, which was this generation as well, was fantastic and very true to what the games were. Can you see some people maybe having some problems with this new direction?
Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I don't see people having problems with this game because a lot of the elements that were part of the old game, like the tomb puzzles and that kind of thing, are still present. Now, admittedly, they are not the centerpiece of the game experience the way that they were before. And so maybe there are some people who are going to have problems with that. But everything else is so much fun and it's such a great adventure. It's hard for me to be like, well, why would you not want this?
And the one thing that the series has always had a little bit of a problem with was gunplay, right? Mm-hmm. Even in the reboots, that wasn't very good. This seems like it's very much in line with the mechanics that everybody knows from games today, right?
Oh, it is so much better, yeah. I mean, enemies are not bullet sponges. There's a lot of satisfaction to anything that you fire out. And I love the gunplay in that it's constantly evolving. It's not stale. You keep getting upgrades and new mechanics and alt fire stuff to your weapons. It's a lot of fun.
He was a bad guy.
Miller, you say you're optimistic about people not, you may underestimate how many complete idiots are out there. Because you saw the Devil May Cry thing, all these idiots are making petitions for the president and stuff, and it's just a good game, and it's like, oh, his hair's different, and we've got a different developer on it. And I guess lose their minds.
I am sure there is always someone that is going to complain, but I would say that the vast majority of people who like Tomb Raider should like this game. I love the previous Tomb Raider games. Reiner does, but this game turned out great.
And let's not call them idiots. That's their opinion. Everybody has their own opinion.
Idiots. You heard me.
Dual wielding machetes? Really?
Then we get the dodge mechanic thing to kick in.
Yeah, the dodge mechanic's pretty cool. So there's some melee options that Jason's showing off as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Just stabbed an arrow in his leg. The one thing I should highlight that we're not looking at.
What the hell is going on here?
Trap!
Oh, no. The one thing that I should highlight that we're not going to take a look at today is there is a multiplayer component to this game that I don't think turned out as well as the campaign. It's not that it's awful, but when you look at this, which is one of the best action adventures I've played in years, and you balance it against this kind of mediocre multiplayer experience, I think that's not where a lot of people are going to spend their time, frankly.
Yeah, but I saw one of the achievements is get to level 60 in multiplayer.
There's certainly plenty of replay to multiplayer. There's lots of options to upgrade gear and get new characters and that kind of thing. But it just isn't that much. I didn't think it was that fun.
Is this avoidable?
Yes.
It is, okay.
Jason's just showing us cool things.
It is pretty cool.
That's all that said about the multiplayer. I think that the single player campaign, even if you never touch multiplayer, is more than worth the price of admission.
Cool. Well, I think that's a pretty good look. And wow, talk about a diverse degree of gameplay stuff going on here. I haven't seen a game that has done this many different things in that short amount of time in a long time. Thanks, Jason, for playing that for us.
Yeah.
and for obviously showing us the different deaths as we were sliding down the waterfall there. And Miller, for your expert opinion, what did you end up scoring this for us?
I gave this a 9.25.
And the review is on the site now. We'll link it into this article. And Dan, for once again having crazy opinions about other people, and all of you for watching. Thanks again.